Hey everyone, it's your girl Maddie here, aka Beavermosh, and today it's my monthly segment, Maddie's Monthly Mentions for the month of June, and here is where once a month I go back and I talk about a handful, not a handful, I list off all of the records that I really enjoyed, that I didn't get a chance to make a full video on. I just go through rapid fire and just list them off. As I say every month, I am a one-person operation. I just can't get a video out for everything, unfortunately. I wish I could. For this month, because June 30th was a Friday, the last day of the month was a release day, and I am recording this on July 1st, I am going to consider and add on the June 30th releases from yesterday onto next video, because I just don't really have enough fair time to really react to what came out yesterday, so that's why you won't be seeing any of those records on this video. So let's get on with it. We had Mortification right from Order of Decay, some Scottish death doom. Then we had Archdemon from Lycanthropic. This is a black metal release out of Singapore. For Sacrament from Wytch Hazel, the latest from this UK-based hard rock heavy metal outfit. Then Moral Collapse, Divine Prosthetic. This is some progressive death metal out of India. Abandon from Isua, some Melbourne-based sludge doom. And then Above the Stars of God by Void of Nihility. This is some US-based blackened death metal. Wet Market from Dipygus. This is just some absolutely gross death metal on this EP out of California. And then more splits from Trhä. This one in particular is a split with the Orlando-based Sankaku. And actually, I think Trhä put out a couple more splits after I went and checked the metal archives this month that I completely missed. I can't keep up. And everything this guy does is so good and I just don't get it. We had Theory of Mind by Aeffect, some UK-based dissonant death metal. And then Hive Mind Narcosis from Thantifaxath, a brilliant return for this Toronto-based avant-garde black metal act. It's their first album in 8 years and it was really well worth the wait. Ancestral Commune from Bríi out of Brazil. This is a very interesting project that combines raw black metal with lo-fi house, and the results are pretty captivating. And then we had Ascension from the Pittsburgh-based Unfurl. This is like a sludge metal act that combines that with some post-hardcore influences. Uten Naditst for the Melse from Ekrom. This is just some spectacular Norwegian black metal. And then we had the self-titled debut from Oromet. This is just some great Sacramento-based funeral doom. Purge from Godflesh, another great release from the UK-based industrial metal icons. And then we had Primeval Onslaught from Torture Rack. This is just some gnarly, straight to the fucking point death metal out of Portland. Lithic from Voidhaven. This is some death doom out of Germany. I think this band name might be Wirop 4. I hope I pronounced that at least somewhat close. This is out of Russia. And this is just some very cold, windy, raw black metal fused with some dark ambient. Come Sweet Death from Imperishable. If you love sweetest death metal, this album pays tribute to all of the best of it. And then Spectral Voice and Undergang came together to give us this surprise split from these two modern death metal titans. Boundless Domain from Creeping Death. This band is out of Texas. And this is another band finding a way to combine elements of hardcore with death metal in very fresh and intriguing ways. If you enjoyed that Burner record that I talked about on this channel very recently, then I think this is one you should probably check out. We had The Fall Down from Innumerable Forms, the latest EP from this Boston-based death doom project. Of Temples and Vultures from Ocullus, some occultic black metal, sharing members from the US, Serbia, and Switzerland. And then we had Worldeater, an insidious remedy, just a stomper of a death metal record out of New Jersey. Embraced by Death by Thymata is a black metal band with members hailing out of Sweden and Greece. We had The Storm Within from Saturnus. This is their first album in 11 years. This band out of Denmark that makes this melodic doom metal. It's very crushing, but also quite emotionally impactful. Gravelberg from Sammath, chaotic, harsh black metal out of the Netherlands. And we had Church of Misery, Born Under a Mad Sign. This is some Tokyo-based stoner doom that writes about serial killers a lot. Richfjord from Rană. This is some very exciting, crusty post-black metal out of Germany. And then we had Burning Memories from Altar of Oblivion, this new EP from this Denmark-based epic doom heavy metal project. Ninas Wize from Varmia, this is some pagan folk black metal out of Poland. And then we had Plight of Acceptance from the Mosaic Window. This is just some rousing, melodic black metal coming out of LA. Carnal Death from Murdersome out of Virginia. This is some of the best thrash metal I've heard this month. And then we had Alternates from Pasisme. This is just some big, triumphant black metal coming out of Russia. An Unhealthy Interest in Suffering from Undulation. This cool demo from the somewhat kind of psyche black metal act out of Seattle. Fires in the Fall from the Texas-based Krigsgrav. This band plays primarily black metal, but they combine it with some very compelling death doom influences. The Hallowed from Jag Panzer out of Colorado. A concept album from this band that has been kicking it around since the early 80s and still going strong. We had It All Began with Loneliness from the Canadian-based The Anchoret, a prog metal act. And yes, this is primarily a metal album, but there's a lot of other elements going on as well. There's some jazzy stuff, some Pink Floydisms, just really cool music in general. Then we had Lamite from Pilar. This is some detailed, dense, heavy drone doom out of Spain. The Sunken Seer from UK's Uzlaga. Some raw, atmospheric black metal. This is a band that had a record last year that I really enjoyed. And I'm going to continue to keep my eye on where this project goes next. We had The Necrotrophic Abyss from Snorlax out of Brisbane, Australia. They named their band after a Pokemon, and it kicks ass. Some wicked, blackened death metal coming out of here. Out of Birmingham, UK, we had Death Toll from Death Collector. This is very, very death metal, and they do death metal very well. We had Death of Idols from Sweden's Herodrim. This is some dark, savage black metal fused with crustpunk. Colms des Revenants parmi les Ruines from Sacranor. I feel like I did my best pronouncing that. This is some Quebec-based black metal with that big, epic edge to it. Reminds me a lot of Spectral Wound. We had the self-titled EP from Despair Eternal. This is some Germany-based anarchist black metal that really emphasizes their feminist themes. Enfant des Abîmes Noir et Salis from Somb'rahz. Again, I hope I pronounced that right. It's some raw, atmospheric black metal featuring Sweden's Bríi, someone I've mentioned on the show before, who is often involved in a lot of projects like this and does it very well. Templa Incinere, Ego Sum. Lastly, this is some melodic black metal out of Colombia. And that's the end of my list. Hopefully I turned you on to something new. Maybe I listed something that you missed on your radar, or I just piqued your interest on a project that maybe you skipped over. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this review. It'd mean the world to me if you'd consider subscribing. Leave a comment, especially tell me if you check something out. I love getting to engage with those. I think I have a Twitter. At the moment of recording, the website took a shit. I don't know what's happening, but we'll say I have a Twitter for now. And hey, keep it metal. My name is Maddie, aka Beavermosh, and I'm signing off.